normal circumstances, Galatasaray would be confident of protecting their 2-0 lead because they do have an excellent away record in Europe this season. However, as we all know, these are far from normal circumstances, and the Turkish team are bound to be nervous and apprehensive tonight. They have mature internationals like Popescu and Hadji in their ranks, but even they won't have experienced anything quite like the atmosphere tonight, Trevor.
Now Leeds United tonight playing with a normal 4-4-2 formation. You mentioned Kelly misses the game, but they've got a natural replacement in Danny Mills, and he's a natural attacking player. He'll look to get forward down the right-hand side. Lee Boyer playing slightly narrower on the right-hand side. I'm pleased that Jason Wilcox comes into the team. I thought he made a big impression when he came on during the second half in Turkey. Now we move on to the Galatasaray side, and it's identical to what won 2-0 over in Turkey. It's a very experienced side and also a very cosmopolitan side. 2 Brazilians in Capone and Tafarel, 2 Romanians in Hadji and Popescu, and the rest of the side are made up of Turkish players. As I said, experience. The strength of the side is the spine of the side. 2 exciting front players in Arif and Hakan Suker. Hadji pulling the strings in the centre of midfield, and Popescu at the heart of the back 3, along with Tafarel, a very experienced goalkeeper.
Well, so far it's been a pretty awful week for English clubs in Europe, but nothing, of course, compares with the real tragedy in the minds of everyone here at Ellen Road tonight. Well, a moving tribute to the memory of Christopher Loftus and Kevin Spate. But in the words of the Leeds chairman, Peter Ridsdale, Leeds United and their supporters now need to get back to normal. The rest of the night must be all about football. And it's Galatasaray with their 2-0 first leg advantage who will get this tie underway. Their 16th tie in Europe this season. They started in the Champions League qualifiers way back in August, came through that, finished 3rd in the Champions League group behind Chelsea, AC Milan, Hertha Berlin were in the group as well, and have now come through 3 rounds of the UEFA Cup. They've lost only 3 of their 15 European ties so far, and 2 of those were against Chelsea. Galatasaray played with 3 at the back in the first leg, and already it looks as though they have a problem. Did you see what happened there, Trevor?
No, I didn't see it, Alan. It's the number 8 who's gone down, Suat. I don't quite know what he's complaining about.
So Galatasaray defending the goal where their supporters might have been gathered. 1,600 fans who bought tickets were, of course, forbidden to come, and I think everyone in football regards that as the right decision. And an early clash there between Boya and the little midfield player Emre, who's only 19. Radabi with the first clearance there, under pressure from Hakan Suker. Nigel Martin looking for either Kuhl or Bridges ahead of him. Boya goes down under the challenge, and the clearance by Ergun. A chance straight away here for Kuhl. Had to pull it back. An early goal, of course, really would change the picture dramatically here. Hard shot, finding its way through the crowd. Lovely little flick then by Kuhl. Boya couldn't get in his cross. This is Hadji, one of the most experienced players out on the field tonight. The Romanian international, 35 now, over 100 international caps. Kuhl goes down, but the officials have given a goal kick. Nice clearance, under a little bit of pressure. Mills coming into the starting lineup tonight and delivering a great ball. Just a little too strong for Bridges.
It's the type of start Alan that Leeds would have wanted, straight away on the ascendancy. They do feel that after the first game, when they created chances, they can score tonight. What I mentioned prior to the game is vitally important. They stay disciplined, they give nothing away at the back.
Backer. Hart. Breaks loose to Hakan Suker. Hadji. Now a little Okan on the right-hand side, and that's a good ball! Wow! Leeds United's problems could have been far greater than even they had imagined then. That was a real opportunity for Arif.
Well, it all comes about through Ian Hart overindulging on the ball and loses possession. That's a brilliant ball. And really, Arif should have done better. Martin comes out quickly, forces him to play it over the bar.
Well, Leeds United almost forcing Galatasaray into trouble as well then. Hadji dispossessed, but the referee saw the challenge by Boya as a foul. And a chance for Hakan Suker. Good covering there by Woodgate. But not the best clearance. And Ranabe's ball also fell into the path. And Hakan Suker's got another chance here. Goes down. And that has to be a penalty. And the referee could take further action still. An awful start. Just what Leeds United didn't want.
Once again, mistakes by the Leeds defence. It's cost them dearly. Hakan Suker, one-on-one with the keeper, looks to go around him. Quite clearly, he's brought down to the floor. It's only a yellow card, could have been worse, could easily have been a red card. But if this goes in, Leeds are really up against it.
And Hadji, the most experienced player on the field, with a vital kick and scores. The silence at Ellen Road is deafening. Even the players and coaching staff seem to make a muted celebration as the ball went in.
Well, it's sweetly taken by Hadji. Martin guesses the right way. And the great Romanian, greatest player in their history, makes no mistake. And that's not the start Leeds wanted. They had a couple of opportunities themselves, but their frailty in defence has cost them dearly.
3-0 on aggregate now, and also crucially, of course, Galatasaray have an away goal. The mathematics of the tie now hardly bear contemplating. Well, you can only feel for David O'Leary, his team and fans. A truly disastrous opening for them. Discipline, as happened then when Boya went in hard on Emre. Boulen's clearance, Hakan Suker getting in behind the last defender again. Who's greeting him from the fans behind the goal, but I don't think there was any question about the validity of the penalty, Trevor.
Now, from the moment that Emre picked the ball up in midfield, there's nobody near to close it. He just looked on right into the path of Hakan Suker. And I felt that it was such a good opportunity. I was surprised with Suker. An excellent finisher himself. Should have scored. He let it go round the keeper. Won his team a penalty. And Hadji doesn't miss those sort of opportunities.
And Leeds now find themselves needing 4 goals to sweep aside the Turkish team that, as we mentioned before the kick-off, has an excellent away record away from home, both in Europe and domestically this season. Football teaches you never to write off anyone's prospects at any stage, but the mountain couldn't be much higher. Emre goes in hard again. It was a good challenge this time. The layoff by Bridges. Mills. Bridges again. And little Okan in the right place to clear, and now with Leeds piling players forward, there seems to be a constant danger on the counter-attack. Haji took it a step too far this time.
Well, that is the danger, Alan, isn't it? When you look at the side, we've got a sprinkling of world-class attacking players. I mentioned the front two, Suka and Arif. Haji, despite his age, 35 years of age now, is still a wonderfully gifted player. My concern is that Leeds, trying to push forward, trying to get back in the game, will leave themselves wide open at the back. They've already done it once or twice, and every time Haji picks it up, he seems to find himself that little bit of extra space.
Confirmation, incidentally, in the aftermath of the penalty incident, that Woodgate was yellow carded. So it seems that this extremely difficult and disappointing week so far for English clubs is staggering from bad to worse. Leeds United really need a miracle at this stage. Clearance by Giga Popescu. Lucas Radebe, who probably wouldn't have played had Gary Kelly been fit, but David O'Leary didn't want to lose two of his most experienced defenders. Kewell's downward header, picked up by McPhail, and now Bridges. Leeds really do need a goal back as quickly as possible here. Perhaps Kewell could provide it. It was a good effort, and Tafarel was in some discomfort trying to keep it out.
There's absolutely no doubt that every time Leeds go forward, they're looking to cause problems. They don't look convincing at all, the Turks, defensively. That was quite evident in the first game over in Galatasaray.
Leeds' first corner in the 10th minute. They're already a goal down on the night and 3 behind over the tie. Mills' header. Emre gets it clear. And once again, the speed of Galatasaray on the break is exposing Leeds. This is Okan. They've got two in the box as well. I don't think Nigel Marley was expecting the shot, and he certainly wasn't expecting the challenge that followed it. Good ball from McPhail. Kewell brought down. And Leeds have to get on with it now. Bridges. How badly they need a goal from their leading scorer, or indeed anybody else. Galatasaray's 8th European tie away from home this season. They've won 4, drawn 1. And as I mentioned, they won in Berlin, in Borussia Dortmund, and also in Mallorca. It's a very impressive record. And it's very hard to see them throwing away this advantage. I suppose if you're looking for a crumb of comfort, just about the only good thing from Leeds' point of view in conceding an early goal is that at least it leaves them with plenty of time to try and recover.
I think that Galatasaray, Alan, were very concerned with the contribution of Wilcox when he came on in that first game. It caused them plenty of trouble down that left-hand side, and because of that, it's forced Galatasaray to play with a back four tonight. They don't really want Okan to defend against Wilcox, so it's forced Capone, the Brazilian, to play more or less as a right back.
Good play, Bakker. Not just one pass too many there, perhaps just over-elaborated Leeds. Almost 7 hours since Leeds United last scored a goal, and they've now failed to stop the opposition scoring in 8 successive matches. A season which has held so much promise for them for so long, beginning to crumble beneath their feet. Radaby in trouble here against Arif. Still got his tackle in though, but Arif has got away from him from the throw.
Once again, quick thinking between Haji and Arif. Radaby caught sleeping, was very nearly punished.
I'll talk about a tactical dilemma for David O'Leary now. I mean, how on earth does he approach this, Trevor?
Well, his approach is going to be exactly as it was at the start, Alan. You know, the start of the game, he needed goals. He still needs goals now. The only difference is we've made themselves losing that one goal. And it's so difficult for themselves now. I think Leeds can score tonight. I felt that before the game. What I wasn't so sure about whether they could keep a clean sheet, because history tells you that Galatasaray, away from home, normally score. And it only took them 5 minutes tonight to find the back of the net.
There's Woodgate. Straight to Hakan Suker. Fortunately for him, he managed to cut out the ball to Arif. Hadji. Suat in a little bit of trouble. Strong challenge by Wilcox to win it back. Now Hart. Bakker. There was a shaker, an early penalty. And incidentally, this of course is not the only European tie going on tonight. Two available on Sky Digital. Lens versus Arsenal underway now. Coverage now on Sky Sports Extra.
What it's done, Alan, as you'd imagine, is absolutely stunned the supporters. They've come here to get behind the team. They were very vociferous prior to the kick-off. Were for the opening couple of minutes. They've gone absolutely silent. Leeds have got to score. They've got to score quickly to give hope to these supporters.
Here's Bakker. Chance for Wilcox to produce one of those crosses. It was a good one too. And he turned the corner.
Well, the last corner that Leeds took, they almost conceded at the other end. They left themselves rather bare. Galatasaray broke quickly. It's a well-floated ball from Jason Wilcox. Bakker attacks it. Nobody on the post. Taffarel totally beaten. In off the post. I said they needed to go quickly. They've got one.
Terrific header by the young Norwegian, who has made such a contribution to Leeds United season. In the absence, of course, of the injured David Batty, he's played far more games than even he would have imagined possible. And he scored some valuable goals. None more so, I'd suggest, than that. Terrific header. Collier getting himself involved. The linesman also getting involved, and I think he'll want to have a word with the referee about that little flare-up. And the official calling the two players involved together there, Emre and Boya. Lubos Nikel from Slovakia, tonight's referee. 9 players on the field on a disciplinary tightrope as well. Caution away from not being able to play in the final. And Woodgate's mistake has given possession to Hakan Suker again. Mills helps him out. Well, we knew there would be drama tonight. We didn't quite expect it to turn out like this in the opening quarter of an hour or so.
Yeah, just looking at Jonathan Woodgate, Alan, he looks very, very nervy at the moment. Riddled with errors every time he receives it. He looks very uncomfortable.
And Emre is certainly causing a few problems to Leeds here. Mills claiming he went in with his elbow then.
Well, it's undoubtedly a late challenge. Can't quite see where the elbow came in, but Leeds just got to be careful because Emery, on every occasion, is looking to fall to the floor, over-exaggerating, trying to get Leeds players in trouble. So they just have to be disciplined and be careful of him.
Yeah, he's certainly been the main troublemaker as far as Leeds are concerned so far. Oh, you can't get away from his man. So that's clearance. Mills. This is Woodgate. Bridges doing well, but then gives it away. Ergun's clearance. Backer. This is better. Leeds' confidence visibly lifted by Eric Backer's goal. Kuehl. Wilcox. Good cross. Oh, and it almost dropped to Bowyer. And it does to Kuehl. Unlucky.
Once again, good cross coming in for Jason Wilcox. I was going to say cool play from the number 67 Ergun, but it was poor play for a defender. He should be clearing his lines inside his own penalty box. He gifted an opportunity. The ball fell to Bridges, who quickly gave the ball to Kuehl. Snapshot on the volley with his left foot. Unfortunately for him, straight at Taffarel.
Here's Bridges. Kuehl ahead of him. So too is Bowyer. It was a very determined run, but Bülent read the danger. The Galatasaray skipper has committed a foul. He is one of 5 Leeds players, incidentally, knowing that a further caution would rule them out of the final, but that's a thought for the future. At the moment, they've got to try and turn around what is back to a 2-goal deficit in this semi-final. But remember, Galatasaray have that away goal. How important could that be in the final analysis? Here's the man who got it on the penalty spot. Ergun. And again. Bowyer just tugged at his shirt then as he tried to get away from him. Haji's free kick to Capone, who scored the second goal for Galatasaray in Istanbul.
Well, I think we expected, didn't we, Haji to play all over the place. We thought he'd play just in behind the front two, but at the moment, Alan, he hasn't moved from this left wing.
Bowyer. Ergun's clearance. Haji there to receive it. The layoff finds Hakan Suker. Arif.
What he's doing is he isn't showing much movement, Alan, but what he's also doing is he's preventing Danny Mills from playing his natural game. He likes to get forward down this right-hand side, but he can't do so. Haji's just stood around the halfway line. He's not going looking for the ball. It's up to his teammates to get it to his feet. And obviously when he gets it to his feet, he then becomes a player.
There's McFair who can play a bit himself. Wilcox down the left. Bridges in close support. And McPhail available again. Grown disappointment from the crowd when he played it back to Radaby, but he kept possession. Mills unable to keep it in play, however. It's only the second match that he has started in the last 29. He spent most of the season on the substitute bench. Playing tonight because Gary Kelly is injured. Mills' header, and Galatasaray have another throw. Goes in Leeds' favour. Since Chelsea beat Galatasaray 5-0 in Istanbul in the Champions League back in October, they have lost just 1 match in the 36 games since then. That was recently against their major rivals, Fenerbahce. An awesome record that Leeds have to try and dent tonight. Coming possible start, conceding an early penalty. They're back to 1-1, and hope springs eternal. Not perhaps for Capone. Now the referee has reached for a yellow card, and that looks like bad news for Ian Hart.
Yes, because it's an unnecessary foul, isn't it? There's not a lot of contact, it's a very slippery surface. Capone makes it look far worse than what it really was, but Ian Hart's got no need to get himself into the book.
And of course, the next European game in this competition is the final. A real body blow for Hart. There's Hadji. Good tackle, great skill though. Just couldn't quite lift it high enough over Nigel Martin. Wilcox did well, strong when he had to be. Now that's going to be a card, surely. Unbelievably, the referee has given, I presume, a throw-in to Galatasaray rather than a free kick to Leeds. That is inconsistency.
I think the referee's right, Alan. You see here that, well, I have to change my opinion. I thought that given a free kick to Galatasaray for diving against Wilcox, but if you see that, there was no attempt by Capone to play the ball. Clearly took Wilcox's legs. That should have been a free kick and should have been a yellow card.
Yeah, exactly my point. Well, Leeds have given it away sloppily again. Arif. Okan making danger imminent again. Emre. Here's Ergun. Nigel Martin's got to get there. Calm play then by Boya. And that was some clearance from Hart. Popescu just used his experience though to nudge Kewell out of the way. Kone. Okan. Ralaby wins it back. This is better. Leeds have got a head of steam up here. Kewell. A wonderful play by Kewell. Well, there's a mood and a determination about Leeds United's play tonight that suggests that perhaps a miracle could still happen here. Boya, Mills.
No, that was the wrong option, wasn't it, for Danny Mills? He had Backer on his right-hand side, also Lee Boyer waiting for a little ball. He decided to come inside, elected to shoot with his left foot, but really that was over-ambitious. Lacking power, not a problem for Taffarel.
Clearance by Capone, the Brazilian. Ralaby wins it back. Oh, he did well to win it, but inadvertently played it straight to Hakan Suker. Player's gone on, and Bridges caught offside. Leeds have won all 5 home games in the UEFA Cup this season, and before tonight they'd only conceded 1 goal in those 5. Kewell loses out to Suat. And Leeds get a free kick. It's that kind of sloppiness that is costing Leeds dearly at the moment, and Woodgate almost commits another error. Sloppiness or tiredness, I wonder. This, remember, Leeds United's 50th game of the season, and their most important. Okan, it's a good ball. Capone. Hakan Suker is a real class act, leading the Galatasaray attack. Actually couldn't keep that in. Well,
undoubtedly, Alan, the 6 games that Leeds have lost prior tonight has an effect on players. just looking at one or two, I've already mentioned Jonathan Woodgate. Ian Hart also looks very, very nervous in possession of the ball. And that's always a sign, you know, when confidence is lacking. Do you want the ball? How do you receive it? How do you pass it? They're not passing it at all well. And that's the difference from 6-8 weeks ago. They were so confident in possession of the ball, but even 5-yard passes now starting to become difficult for the Leeds players.
Taking no risks, as you'd expect of a player who's seen it all, done it all. Had a season in English football, of course, with Tottenham Hotspur, Giuseppe Popescu. And again, Leeds give possession back. Woodgate's got to be careful with challenges like that. And now Suat claiming to the referee that he was whacked in the face. I have to say, the referee doesn't fill you with confidence about being able to handle things here if the tempers get a little frayed. Leeds have a corner.
Well, once again, Galatasaray don't put anybody on the near post, nor the far post. They leave one up, Hadji, everybody else back defending.
What a save by the Brazilian Tafarel.
That was a superb save. I thought from the moment Ian Hart headed this ball, I thought it was destined for the back of the net. That's a fantastic save.
And Tafarel gets there again in the crowd. Well, huge encouragement in one respect for Leeds United tonight. They have scored one goal from a corner and almost another. Galatasaray don't look happy from set pieces. By Boulen, the referee lets it go with Leeds in possession. Mills, Bakker, Mills again, good ball, Bakker's there, can he finish? Comes back out to Hart. Turned on by McPhail, unfortunately Bridges just offside, but another near miss.
Certainly was. It was a great forward run from Bakker, playing with terrific energy. Delightful little ball from Danny Mills. He takes it on his chest, swivels on his right foot, and once again, great save from Tafarel. On this occasion, he doesn't use his hand. This time it's a brilliant save with his hand, but the shot from Bakker was saved with his right leg.
With a towering clearance, Wilcox just unable to control. Capone, the Brazilian, lets it go out of play. He spent a bit of time in the Japanese league, Capone, before moving into Turkish football. And it was his goal in the first leg that really gave a probably unfair reflection of the first match in Istanbul. I thought Leeds played particularly well in the second half that night and were unlucky not to get at least one goal back themselves.
They're having problems, aren't they, with Hakan Sukur? Every time it goes into a forward area, he's such a huge figure, must be what, 6'4", and he uses it well. Gets his body in front of players, holds them off well. What he's done there is he's forced a free kick, and it brings Hadji into the game.
Arif, Woodgate just did well to get there ahead of him. Hadji again. The whistle, which has indicated another free kick.
Well, that's the first time in the first 32 minutes we've seen Hadji venture from this left-hand side. We all thought that he would play in behind the front two, where he can use the space to great benefit. But it's the first time he's got in there. He's won himself a free kick. And You can bet what he's going to try here. All of 30 yards, he'll be going for goal.
Ultimately for Leeds, he didn't have his sights set correctly this time. Well, a huge game at the Valley. Charlton against Portsmouth tomorrow. But back here at Ellen Road, Galatasaray threatening again. Arif, well placed. Nigel Martin was too. Lewis did well there. Pascu's clearance. Have a little skill from Emre. Okan. Got to be careful here, Mills. Hadji's right behind him.
What he does, Alan, is that Hadji's not going to put much pressure on the ball. He allowed Mills to go back to retrieve the ball.
Boulet with the through ball that almost caused Leeds a problem. They pulled out of position momentarily. Hart with the long ball. Finds Kuehl. He was certainly nudged in the back then. The referee was in any doubt. 2,000 Yorkshiremen just informed him then that that was handball.
That's what they're going to do more often, Alan. Keep getting that ball out to Jason Wilcox. I think that's their best hope of getting in. On the right-hand side, Lee Boyer plays rather narrow. I've already said Danny Mills can't get forward because of Hadji's presence. But Jason Wilcox, with his thrusting runs down the left-hand side, has already caused problems. I think he's a good outlet for them.
Will Galatasaray be susceptible again to a lead set piece? Couldn't reach it. Comes out to Mills. Could have gone anywhere. And a good turn by Bridges. Deflected for a corner. Minutes to half-time. What a wonderful moment this would be for Leeds to get a second. Well, he was all over the place there, Taparel. Fortune was on the Brazilian side there.
Well, certainly Jason Wilcox has put in some excellent crosses. That was a difficult one to deal with. Swinging in towards the keeper, plenty of pace on it. Just needed the nearest of touches. I think it was Harry Kuehl who almost obliged.
Mills has given it away. Hadji. Oh, it's a great run by Hadji. Danger here for Leeds. Terrific back heeler. Well, that was reminiscent of that fantastic moment of skill at Old Trafford last night, which brought Real Madrid a goal.
Great skill, wasn't it, from Hadji? Goes past Danny Mills far too easily. Woodgate comes to close him down and just beats him with a lovely back flick. Sheer class. It really, well, it's just slightly too hard, otherwise that could have been the second goal for Galatasaray. But there's the warning. If you allow Hadji that much space, he's going to punish you. But Leeds are causing themselves problems, Alan, by poor clearances. That's the second occasion now they haven't cleared well. The first one, it fell to Emery. He quickly gave the ball to Hakan Sukar, and that's where the first goal came from. On this occasion, Danny Mills was the culprit. An easy clearance, should have got distance, but played it straight to Hadji.
Handball spotted there by the referee. Okan the culprit. Jonathan Woodgate making his way forward.
There's also Radeby, just delaying it, whilst Radeby takes up a forward position. They've got to get all their big players forward, because every time they look eerily they cause problems.
And the foul's gone against Harry Kewell there. Well, just going back to tomorrow afternoon's big game, rather. Charlton against Portsmouth. You can see that on Sky Sports 2 and Sky Sports Extra. Charlton hoping against hope they finally get the points for promotion. And what a huge game at Goodison tomorrow evening. Sky Sports 1 and Sky Sports Extra. Everton against Liverpool. Turned into trouble then. Arif, Hadji and Hakan Suker in support. Here is Hadji. And again Arif. Arif claiming that Mills blocked him, going on to the return ball from Hadji then. The referee's awarded a goal kick. Short of a place in the Champions League next season, incidentally. They can't be overtaken for third place in their own league, in which they're battling for another title. And if they get it, it would be a record for the Turkish league. They're currently on 13 championships alongside Fenerbahce. They're also in the Turkish Cup final, so a couple of routes remain open into Europe for them. And Leeds United, of course, most certainly haven't given up hope of getting back into the top three and assuring a Champions League place for them next season, which has been David O'Leary's real target all along. A late challenge there that the referee has surely got to deal with. Hart was the sinned against rather than the sinner then. Well, to call the reaction theatrical is an understatement. Let's hope the referee saw it the same way.
Yes, I think my reading of that, Alan, is that Okan realises that he's the guilty party. He's trying to change the referee's opinion by rolling on the floor. I personally don't think there's anything wrong with him.
And certainly the Leeds fans would seem to agree with you from their reaction. There's a free kick to Leeds. Woodgate just got a touch. Was that handball? It was a decent claim momentarily, but now Mills has got a problem. Leeds getting stretched again here. Hadji went down, claiming he was tripped. It's a difficult night for the referee. Even a really experienced European referee will find this game hard to control, but a very inexperienced one, well, I'm not sure about him sometimes.
Just for your information, Alan, Okan is back on the field. His recovery took 15 seconds.
Now, could the recovery for Leeds in this first half take another chapter? Sadly, no. And Radaby's outpaced here, and Hakan Suker's in a great position. And still, oh dear, what a blow for Leeds United just before half-time. What a terrific goal, you have to say, by Hakan Suker. But Leeds, who started the first half in awful fashion, have ended it likewise.
Well, Hakan Suker is a world-class striker, and this is world-class finishing. Leeds have got the opportunity to clear. Danny Mills goes to the ground too easily. Woodgate's got to get tighter, try and get a block in on Hakan Suker. He comes inside him, he's too far off him, allows him to get the shot in. Can't fault Nigel Martin, absolutely no chance with this shot. He takes it superbly, but you do feel that the two Leeds defenders had the opportunity of doing better, and really, once again, a mountain to climb now for Leeds.
Well, just when it seemed Leeds, there's a red card. I was just about to say, when it seemed that things were getting better for Leeds, it's gone worse, and it's now become worse still. I think it's Kewell that he's shown the red card to. This referee makes things very difficult for himself. He's not decisive, but it certainly is Kewell who's been dismissed. Can it get any worse?
Well, undoubtedly there's an incident off the ball. Let's just have a little look at it.
Well, he did nothing wrong there.
Alan, there's no contact there. The referee thinks he's made contact, and he's issued the red card. Once again, we've seen play acting from a Turkish player, and he's got Harry Kewell sent off.
Well, you wonder what the linesman was doing at that moment as well. He must have had, surely, at least as good a view, if not a better one, than the referee. And he has allowed an injustice to be carried out.
Well, the referee stood for the old 5-card trick, hasn't he? That's a disgrace, really is.
I've got to say, I think he's a poor referee at this level. And Bowyer's clattered to the ground. It's another red card. Emre, straight red, no messing again.
I think you'll find once again, Alan, there's not a lot of contact here.
And Fatih Terim, the coach of Galatasaray, has dragged his player off the pitch.
Let's have a look. Well, Lee Boyer's gone up in the air, he's gone to the floor. There's no difference between that and what Harry Kewell was sent off for. 2 red cards, in my opinion, both totally wrong.
And somehow in the scramble, Bakker comes out with the ball.
Well, my fears prior to the game have been confirmed, Alan. The referee, too young, too inexperienced. This was always going to be a really highly pressurised game. And UEFA have made a massive error appointing this lad. He's not up to it.
If there's any justice, however, you have to say Emre, if you remember, was the player causing all the problems early on with a little bit of play acting and diving in.
Yes, that's after from the first leg in Galatasaray.
Those who live by the sword, etc. Now he's gone off, so too has Harry Kewell. So at least we've got parity in that sense, 10 men aside. And somehow you get the feeling that it might not end up that way. Good clearance by Hadji. A sublime layoff by Hakan Suker. I call him a class act, and he's shown it so often here in the first half. And the week may have been full of disappointment so far for English clubs. It's also been full of drama. European football at this level always produces a story. The lads in the studio have got a fairly long list of things to discuss during half-time.
Well, this tie, we always thought could boil over, Alan, but some of the things we've seen this first half have been unsatisfactory. Far too much play acting, lack of discipline from both sides. We've seen both teams reduced to 10 men. I think the loss to Leeds of Harry Kewell is a massive loss.
That's the end of an eventful first half at Ellen Road, and the inescapable fact, I'm afraid, is that on aggregate Leeds United now find themselves 4-1 adrift here. The referee's handling of that first half, questionable. 2 red cards, So many talking points, but at half-time, Leeds are well adrift. O'Leary's reasoning, but of course the main thrust of this change is to get an extra attacking player on the field now that they've lost the one man who arguably they could least afford to lose with the dismissal of Harry Kewell. Arif has gone off as well, an attacking player for Galatasaray, and Hakan Ünsal, who's a midfield player, has come on in his place, so that makes their intentions pretty clear, I think, Trevor. They're going to try and hold on to what they've got.
Yes, and I think, though, that the way the Leeds have defended the first half, Alan, there's no reason why Galatasaray can't score again. You know, they've looked very, very jittery at the back. Just one little thing I was going to mention, though, was that as David O'Leary came out the tunnel, it was quite clear he was in a heated discussion, or you could say an argument, with one or two of the Galatasaray players. Certainly one or two things that he's not been happy with. It's been that type of game. A lot of unsavoury moments, a lot of niggly incidents. Not particularly enjoyable. We've had some great nights here. Leeds have given us some magical moments in their passage to the semi-final. But I think tonight, they've not played with a lot of discipline.
Well, I suppose the statisticians might scratch their heads and tell us that it has happened before in Europe, a team coming back from this kind of mountain, but not, I suggest, very often, and maybe not ever against a team as experienced as Galatasaray. Leeds United have to score 4 goals to go through to the final. You'd love to be proved wrong, but somehow you can't see it happening. Wilcox. Backer. McPhail, good ball. And Backer finds Wilcox. Unfortunately, he was offside. Well, our touchline reporter, Davy Provan, can shed some light perhaps on the controversial referee.
Yeah, I can tell you, Alan, that the referee called the police to his dressing room at half-time and asked for extra police protection upon the full-time whistle. He's clearly aware of the atmosphere inside the ground now, and he's asked for extra police protection from West Yorkshire Police.
Thank you, Davy.
Yeah, you just saw Hadji in action there. He's moved up now to support Hakan Suka, playing as a front runner.
The last time that English football had 2 representatives in the semi-finals of this competition was 16 years ago. Nottingham Forest went out, Tottenham went on to reach the final, which they won, and I wonder if, in a way, history might repeat itself. Leeds United have got an enormous problem here, but I understand that Arsenal are ahead against Lens in France tonight, and you can see that game later. Highlights, anyway, what hopefully now will turn into an English triumph. If you, of course, want to watch it live, and Lens versus Arsenal, you can see coverage of that on Sky Sports Extra right now.
Well, quite clearly there, Alan, you saw the lad who's just come on as a sub, Ünsal, getting in front of Danny Mills, but he loses possession, falls to the floor, quite clearly a dive. The referee does nothing about it. You know, we've seen players on numerous occasions given a yellow card for diving. The referee's got to get a hold of this.
Bridges, lovely skill to lose the defender. Wilcox. Turned in by McPhail. And Tapparel was charged. The referee has given a free kick in the Brazilians' favour. 33 now, Claudio Tapparel, over 100 caps for Brazil. Played in 3 World Cup finals for them and was on the winning side in the 1994 World Cup final. However, not the most impressive goal kick of his distinguished career. After a harsh decision against Bridges. long and difficult route, the UEFA Cup this season for Leeds United. A couple of trips to Moscow, one of them an abortive trip as well. Had some tricky ties. Roma away comes to mind. They've come through them all with some great character, some great football as well. But the whole circumstances surrounding this particular semi-final will be erased from the memory of most Leeds United fans, I'm sure, as quickly as they can, unless we see a miracle in the remaining stages of this semi-final second leg. Here's Bakker. Bülent closing him down quickly, an experienced international defender. Over 50 caps for Turkey now. Good skill from McPhail, sets it up for Mills to cross. It's a decent header again by Eric Bakker, but Caffarel's positioning was precise.
It's a great ball in from Danny Mills, but once again the marking is atrocious from the Galatasaray defenders. Unfortunately for Bakker, on this occasion, his header goes directly towards Caffarel.
Mills invited forward again down the right.
Yeah, he's playing as one of the three central backs in the second half, Danny Mills, but already he's got forward on a couple of occasions down that right-hand side.
And his cross again, Bridges' header, unlucky.
Well, that's a second excellent cross he's put in. He wasn't able to get forward in that first half because of Haji playing in that position. Haji now gone up to the middle, playing as a striker. Danny Mills is going to get into that space that's been vacated.
United's first European semi-final for 25 years, this, remember, since they beat Barcelona in the Champions Cup in 1975. They went on to lose the final against Bayern Munich in Paris. And it looks as though their participation in this season's UEFA Cup could be coming to an end here. Skill from Wilcox. Huckabee lost control at the vital moment. Mills. Understandably subdued atmosphere at the start of this second half. I think that second outstanding goal, it has to be said, by Hakan Şükür really convinced, I think, the Leeds United fans that the miracle wasn't likely to happen. Wasting time over the free kick. Why doesn't the referee impose a bit of authority here? He kept the ball very cleverly, however. This is Ergun. Unsal, the substituting close support. An excellent run. A bit optimistic, but not a very precise shot at the end of it.
Well, I think we talked at half-time about this being a defensive ploy, didn't we, bringing on Unsal? It's the second time now he's got into the box. This is clever play. The final ball isn't a good one. In fact, it's a shot with the outside of the foot. I thought his better option was his number 9, Hakan Şükür, who made an excellent run across the front of Radabi.
Good strong run here from Boya. He's got a free kick out of that. On Bridges. Ironically, Ian Hart, who's been substituted, could have been a real threat to Galatasaray here. He's scored a few spectacular free kick goals already this season. It's going to be teed up by the looks of it for the right-footed player. Danny Mills just sizing up the options. Unfortunately, he didn't size them up very accurately. Incentive for Galatasaray. You might remember a few years ago they knocked Manchester United out of Europe in the Champions League on away goals. And in fact, they met Manchester United again the following season, and out of the 4 ties against Sir Alex Ferguson's team, they drew 3 and just lost the 1. That shows how good Galatasaray can be and have been over the years. A major European final, well, what an achievement that would be for them. Shame that if they do that, it's clouded in controversy and sadness. Boulen's clearance. And Baka gets a double deflection that sort of sums up Leeds United's night in a way.
Yes, they're looking for a little bit of inspiration. Unfortunately, the man that can give it to them is sat in the dressing room, Harry Kewell. Got plenty of pace up there in Bridges and Huckabee. But the Galatasaray back 4 are not allowing them to get in behind. Everything being played into feet.
Omar Hadji on Radaby. Clearance. 32 now, hugely experienced Romanian international Popescu. Here's Bridges. You could see what he was trying. Didn't quite find the angle. This is already, incidentally, the furthest that Galatasaray have ever been in this competition. They did reach the semi-final of the Champions Cup 11 years ago, and also been in the quarter-final of that competition twice before, but never in a final. And Okan's got the chance to make things worse here. It was good work by Mills.
Well, I think it was Radaby who got in the important interception, because Okan picked out Suka, and that would have been number 3 if Radaby didn't make the interception.
Here's Hadji. Okan's there again. Tries to find Suap. Tackle. McPhail this time. Boyanow for Leeds United. 2-1 down on the night, 4-1 behind on aggregate, and because of the away goals rule, needing to score 4 times Leeds to win the tie. There's Huckabee.
Look how quick they clear the box of Galatasaray back 4. As soon as the ball was played up to the centre of the park, they were out, made the 18-yard box, left in 2 or 3 Leeds forwards who were quite clearly offside.
It's good football though by Leeds. Unlucky, the crowd applaud the intent, so does Jason Wilcox at that through ball from Baka. Well, to call that a strange clearance by Capone would not do it justice. Seems he's decided that the tie's already won. Wilcox. It's too far for the South African, who's won it back and done brilliantly here. Just couldn't flick it in on the near post. I think Galatasaray feel there's been a handball by Rugby in the build-up.
It was a good, determined run from Rugby, but once again it just shows you how suspect Galatasaray are in defensive situations. It's unfortunate the way the night's gone for Leeds, losing that early goal, now being reduced to 10 men, because they haven't been convincing all night, Galatasaray. The only areas they've been convincing is in forward areas, Alan. Every time they go forward, they break so quickly, they get men forward to support Suker.
Still half an hour to go, and of course it only takes a few seconds to score a goal. Although Leeds are doing their best, you somehow get the feeling, the mood here at Ellen Road tonight, that no one is really convinced they can do it. Capone. Space is opening up inevitably now for the Turkish club. Hadji in possession.
Well, he's no spring chicken now, is he, at 35, but what he does have is still fantastic pace. Over that first 5 yards, he's as quick as anybody on the field. He's got that ability to run quickly with the ball.
Fantastic career he's had. Starred, of course, for many years in Spanish football, played for both Real Madrid and Barcelona. Not too many have done that.
I read somewhere he's retiring in the summer to become a dentist.
Yeah, I can't think of too many footballers who've chosen that particular career route after they've finished playing. Well played, McPhail. Here's Mills. Boya. Good ball back to McPhail. Wilcox has moved in from his usual beat on the left. Mills just beaten to the header. And Mills again. Friends over there weren't happy with the challenge, but on he goes, Mills. They weren't happy with that challenge either. Referee apparently saw nothing wrong with either. Around Ellen Road at the moment, but what about that ball from Hadji? Hakan Suker. He's been a major threat all night, a really prolific goal scorer, Hakan Suker. He's averaged over 20 in each of the last 4 seasons for Galatasaray. Hadji, oh, delightful moment of skill to try and release Hakan Suker again.
That's even brought applause from the Leeds supporters. It was a marvellous moment, wasn't it? And the accuracy of the flick too, Alan. Straight into the path of the centre forward Suker. Great bit of skill.
There's nothing you could say about that challenge from Wilcox. Yellow card. Looking again for Hakan Suker. Woodgate got there first, only as far as Unsal. Hakan Suker just too high for him this time. Wilcox. Whoops. The shot gives possession back to Galatasaray, and Hadji saw Nigel Martin, he thought, slightly out of position. Well, one can only feel for these Leeds United fans. And I don't suppose anyone from Liverpool or Arsenal or Chelsea will agree with me, as they all chase Champions League places, but it would be such a shame for Leeds United this season if they were to end up with nothing at all. And that's a real possibility now. McPhail. Wilcox. Almost came out to Huckabee, and in the end Leeds simply had too many men forward then, if there is such a thing. With each passing minute, the possibility of Leeds rescuing this tie is receding. At least they have some target now, because they've had 6 successive defeats. Never in the club's history have they lost 7 games in a row. So let's hope at least they get an equalising goal to stop that unwanted record happening. Well, he warned all along, and many thought he was just playing a psychological game, trying to con everyone into thinking that perhaps he thought secretly his team could do better than everybody else seemed to think in the early weeks of the season. Or maybe he was right all along. They just don't have the resources, the strength in depth to mount a challenge on domestic and European fronts. Nigel Martin almost caught out of position there. And Musa with a cheeky effort.
Well, I can't believe this was intentional. I think it was from Ergun, wasn't it? But it almost deceived Nigel Martin.
Good ball to find Wilcox.
What a save that is from Taffarel.
Unbelievable. It was as good as his first half save to prevent an own goal.
The reaction here is absolutely magnificent. He's not entitled to make this save. It's deflected from one of his own players, and that is unbelievable.
He follows the absolutely brilliant with the absolutely awful. The corner's gone straight in, I think. I don't think anyone got a touch on that.
No, it was a header from Bakker, Alan. It was a good header. It was similar to the ball played in first half when there was no contact. Bakker gets the header.
You're right.
He comes with Taffarel. He's complaining. He was poked by Huckabee. He can complain all night. The referee's having none of it. He comes, doesn't make contact. Free header for Bakker. He's on for a hat-trick.
And at least Leeds United are level now. And the threat of them losing that 7th successive game is beginning to look a little slimmer. Eric Bakker's 2nd goal of the game. I must say, I thought at first it had gone straight in from the corner. Bakker with that deft little touch, and another excellent ball to find Wilcox.
It was a similar corner, to the first half, Alan. If you remember, I said that almost Keogh got a touch to it. Played with plenty of pace, coming in towards the keeper. Great delivery. That's been a feature of the game tonight, Jason Wilcox's delivery. Whether it's been in open play or from set pieces, he's put some great crosses in from this left-hand side.
And the impetus is back with Leeds United again. 2-2 on the night, 4-2 down on aggregate. Wilcox in possession. Decent cross as well. Corner. Mood has changed. It's a little bit more optimistic than it was 3 minutes ago.
Very late decision, may I add. The linesman had a good look at it. Flagged very late. Was he correct? Let's have a look. But once again, they try and clear the box. I think he's got it wrong. Yes, it was a late decision. Not the correct decision. I think Danny Mills is level with the Galatasaray defender. It was very late, clearing his 6-yard box.
Just over 20 minutes remaining. Back to 2-2 on the night. Galatasaray still have a 2-goal cushion. Here's Mills. Real problems to Galatasaray tonight.
Yes, I would imagine Huckabee would take up a similar position he did in the previous corner, right in front of Taffarel. Taffarel's asking the referee to have a little closer look at it.
And Baka got up there again. Oh, his shot blocked. Dare they hope. That'll be a corner if it goes. It's kept in play, however. And the cross pull back to Bowyer wasn't quite accurate enough. Well, his team at least have given it a go, and you can only praise them for that. Turn. It's unlucky, and still danger in the centre. Kone got it clear. Mills couldn't win it back. And Hakan Suker's clear again here. This would be cruel to Leeds if they got another. Just decided to hold it up. Hadji. Hakan Suker still there, good catch. Poor layoff though by Wilcox. Ergun. Kone let it run. Hadji in possession. Okan.
That's what he's good at, Hadji, isn't he? Just takes the sting out of the game, slows it down. Just when the Leeds supporters are getting a little bit of momentum up, Leeds were themselves, and he slows it down, keeps the ball. He's such a clever player. I'm not so sure about the shot, but his close control really is a joy to watch.
I'm sure everyone's very familiar with the away goals rule now, but just to remind you, even if Leeds scored twice more to make it level on aggregate at 4-4, it wouldn't be enough. Galatasaray, having scored the away goals, would have the advantage. As I said, at least they're giving it their best shot.
Every time they've had a corner, it's caused panic in the Galatasaray defence. Bridges urging the supporters behind the goal just to lift the noise slightly more.
Better contact this time by Taffarel. He made none at all in the previous corner, which produced Baka's second goal. Bridges. Decent effort.
I can't believe, you know, that not one Galatasaray defender came to close it down. He got possession, he turned, he looked up, he picked his spot. Unfortunately, that spot is 2 yards wide of the far post.
And incidentally, Fabio Taffarel, the Brazilian goalkeeper, has just been yellow carded by the referee for literally walking to retrieve the ball and trying to waste time. Tafarel clears under pressure this time.
Yes, he cleared, and Haji was quite clearly offside.
McPhail. Mills free on the right again. Let's let it run on, and the cross wasn't bad. The game inevitably getting stretched now, and great yawning gaps appearing all over the field. 15 minutes to go. Let's remind you of the telephone number to ring for your vote for tonight's man of the match. It's 09009 11 22 33. Give us a call now. Mills. Bowyer takes over. Wilcox is free and he spotted him.
Good run by Wilcox, got inside Ockham.
Deciding the ball was moving then when Haji tried to take an early free kick.
They've got a terrific understanding, those two, haven't they? Haji and Hakan Suker. Every time Haji gets possession of the ball, he looks up and you see Suker peeling off the back of either Woodgate or Radaby. Suker's movement has been excellent tonight.
There's Ergun. Hakan Suker is alongside him again. Confirm now that Arsenal have won against Lens in France tonight. Terrific victory there for Arsenal, who therefore go through to the UEFA Cup final. Brilliant news for English football in what's been a sad week, and you can see exactly how Arsenal achieved that triumph later in tonight's show after the end of this game at Ellen Road. Yellow card there for Suet. And now Bowyer. Another free kick. Ergun, the aggressor this time. And Wilcox might fancy a shot on target here. Free kicks not as effective as their corners tonight.
No, just about to say the same. The corners have been excellent. The free kicks have rather been wasted. But they've missed Ian Hart. Normally pretty accurate on set pieces.
Brilliant clearing header. Bowyer fought hard to win it back. Huckabee takes over. Wilcox with a chance.
Oh, he had more time. He had no need to shoot as early as he did. It was a great pass, good control from Wilcox. He could have taken it on a couple of yards. Great ball from Huckabee. Stops it. Shoots well. It was too close to Tafarel. Could have taken it on a couple of yards. I guess it would be Haji. He's done well. At 35 years of age, doesn't have the energy of some of his colleagues. He's visibly tired the last few minutes.
Mills for Leeds United. Pone's clearance. Suat. Bridges. Oh, great skill. Hacker pulls away, he's on a hat-trick, remember. Got himself into a nice position, but a corner is what Leeds have to settle for.
Yeah, he just showed a little bit too much of the ball to Capone. It was a great little turn. And just when Bridges needed to lift his head and produce a ball, slightly overran it. But in fact, it's not Hadji, who I think is tired visibly in the last few minutes. But in fact, it's Stewart who's coming off. The midfield player, and he's in no hurry, as you can imagine, to get off the field.
On in his place, Yildirim Ahmet. Obviously likes the signing on fee. He's only in his mid-20s. Galatasaray, his 6th different club already. Safe catch by Taffarel, who's largely had an excellent game. Certainly has to be faulted on Leeds' second goal, but he's made a couple of blinding saves. Here's Baka. Huckabee. Tried to set up Boyat. I was going to say, sorry, Trevor, it's clearly going to end in disappointment tonight for Leeds, but is the season going to end in disappointment for them?
Very difficult to say, isn't it? I was just about to mention, you know, the contribution of Baka over these last few months. Again tonight, he's been excellent. 2 goals to his name. He's been a great find for them this season. Probably wouldn't have had the number of games he's had if it wasn't for the injury to David Batty, but he's done very, very well for this Leeds team. Plays with fantastic energy, gets forward into the box, weighed in with a few goals. It's just a pity that tonight his 2 goals are going to count for nothing.
Praise Leeds for is that so far their supporters have acted with great dignity, and largely so too have their players, on a night which was always going to be difficult for them. Impressive skill there by the substitute Ahmet. Hakan Suker is target. Still not been forgiven by the home fans for the penalty incident, and has gone down clutching his shins there. Which won't make him any more popular. Only just getting to his feet, Hakan Suker, as Leeds continue their attack. And now won back by Ahmet. Surprise, surprise. Hakan Suker with a miracle recovery when the ball was played to him. He was offside. Will become Arsenal fans for one night in May, and the final of this competition is played in Copenhagen. Galatasaray will be in their first European final, and here goes Hakan Suker trying to make that absolutely certain if it isn't already, but this time denied by Nigel Martin.
Well, Suker's gone down again as if he's been hit by a sledgehammer. I'll tell you what, if you stuck it in the back of the net, he wouldn't be on the floor. Absolutely nothing wrong with him.
Well, if he is play acting, it's such a shame because he is a terrific striker and he doesn't need to. Well, he's certainly not convinced there's anything wrong with him.
I I just hope, Alan, that he wasn't hit by a coin from behind the goal from the Leeds supporters. The referee's coming to the sideline. What's he going to give to the fourth official? I think it is a coin.
Certainly giving him some object anyway. And having said that, by and large, the Leeds fans had acted with dignity. I hope that is still true. I have to say, having been to Galatasaray's stadium more than once over the years, one coin wouldn't even rate a mention over there, but two wrongs don't make a right. Gates got forward, rather tame header in the end. Ball kick by Taffarel. Here's Wilcox. Bridges alongside him, wanted it early. Leeds have a corner. He's out to Bridges. Still plenty of targets for him in there. Backer. Was adjudged to be offside anyway, I believe.
Yes, handball plus offside. But once again, the cross that comes in, they don't deal with it. There's the handball, and there's the offside.
And there's another substitution. Okan coming off to be replaced by a young striker, Hassan Sass. Afford to smile. He's come on with a few minutes to go. His team comfortably in the lead on aggregate. And the prospect now for Galatasaray of their first ever European final. Leeds fans know that as well as anyone. Here's Wilcox. Three in the box for him, one of them's Backer. It'd be great if he could get his hat-trick now. Huckabee needs a goal, perhaps even more than he does, because he hasn't scored for something like 6 months now since the first round of this competition.
Once again, a familiar route for Leeds. The ball out wide to Wilcox. He beats his fullback, Capone, produces a good cross, and it was Backer in the penalty box who lays it off to Huckabee, whose side-foot shot is accurate enough, but doesn't have enough accuracy and enough pace to trouble Taffarel.
Oh, what a great ball that was by Backer for Wilcox. I don't think Taffarel would have thanked Popescu for that back pass. And the final stages of this tie being played out in a rather unreal atmosphere now. Inevitably, Hakan Suka is up in support. Another great bit of skill there by Hadji. And the final song from the Leeds United fans in honour of their team. United now have to turn their thoughts to the very real business of halting the slide in the Premiership and getting a few points as Bridges tries to get them a late goal here that would only be a consolation. And if there was ever any real hope of Leeds overturning the first leg deficit tonight, it surely disappeared when they conceded so early on in the game. The A red card and an undeserved one for Harry Kewell, another major turning point. To indulge themselves a little bit now, Galatasaray. 3 minutes stoppage time. Still time for a final flourish from Leeds, though. And Galatasaray, in what is their 29th season of European competition, have broken clear again here.
And Woodgate did well then, didn't he? Last minute of the game, he must be absolutely shattered. But he was so determined to get back. And did well just to hold the Turkish forward up.
Well, a difficult match to assess in some ways. Hard to analyse Leeds United's performance as well, and what really mattered tonight was the result, and hopefully as well the fact that the match would pass without any incidents off the field. We're not sure whether a coin was thrown a little earlier. We'll find that out later perhaps, but by and large I think the Leeds fans have conducted themselves excellently. Irrespective of who was to blame for the incident in Istanbul 2 weeks ago, you can't really say that of some Galatasaray fans. Boya. Peter Ridsdale has conducted himself with great dignity throughout this very sad episode in the history of a great football club, and I think now they'll just want to close the book on Europe this season. Sadly, it's been closed for them.
It was a mountain to climb, Alan, wasn't it? Losing 2-0 in the first leg. Galatasaray, in the European games this season away from home, have done so well. 4-1, they won it, Real Mallorca. 2-0 win in Dortmund against Borussia. In the Champions League, win in Hertha Berlin 4-1. 3-0 in Rapid Vienna. They're no idiots. Any side that can win as consistently as they have away from home this season, it's got to be a good side. They've shown that tonight. Defensively, personally, I think they're very, very suspect. But going forward, they're always going to score and always cause problems.
Al-Fakhabi lays it on here for Bridges. Twinkling feet by him, but he couldn't finish. And that is that. Leeds United's European dream is over. Galatasaray, for the first time in their history, reach a major European final. And their opponents in Copenhagen on May the 17th will be Arsenal. English football denied the chance of an all-English final. And in the week which started so promisingly for English clubs in Europe, 3 of our 4 representatives, including Leeds United here tonight, have fallen by the wayside. But Arsenal will carry the English flag. And Leeds United, whose manager David O'Leary never dreamed they would get anything like this far, at least has the satisfaction of knowing that they have had a marvellous European adventure this season. And Bridges, in a touching gesture there, just presents his boots to a disabled supporter who will remember that moment probably for the rest of his life. Well done to most of you Leeds supporters and players. It has been a terrific adventure. They have come through some enormously difficult trials and tribulations on the way to this semi-final. And when you think what the club have had to put up with the off-the-field incidents this season. They have shown great character to come through it to this stage. You can't blame Galatasaray for their celebrations, but I just wish they show a bit of sense now and wait till they get back to the dressing rooms before indulging in their moments of pleasure. Well, they do applaud the Leeds fans in the end, and no blame could be attached to Galatasaray's players for what has happened surrounding this tie, of course. And it's good to see that the Leeds United players have taken defeat in such a dignified manner. Eric Bakker got both their goals tonight, and at least I'm glad to say they have avoided the unwanted club record.